So, just when I thought it was getting easy, it all went crazy. So last night, I ended up getting quite angry. Just simple things that were not simple, like unblocking a Hoover. I ended up throwing it across the room, steaming angry, which was probably just my head telling me, if you get angry and then have a cigarette, you'll calm down. So I don't know if I just created it in my head. I just don't know. I got really angry. I went round to see Mike, actually, and sat with him in a small room, and he smoked. And I think it went into my nose and set off all the receptors again. I'm sure that's what happened. So last night was really difficult just because I was so angry. And then towards the end of the night, I got really upset. I went to work. I was driving along 2 lanes of the A27. I suddenly realised, as I was in the right-hand lane, that to the left of me was a van. That was a Nicorette van, and it said, "For every cigarette there is a Nicorette" on the side of it. And I thought, well, that's weird. Saw that, and then I realised that in front of me on the right-hand side was another van that said the same thing. I thought, oh, that's weird. And then I looked in my rearview mirror and I realised that there was another van that was behind me that said, "For every cigarette there's a Nicorette," which was just very weird. I was boxed in by Nicorette vans. They must have just been travelling in convoy or something like that, but at the time, very, very bizarre. Tonight has been the most interesting. Tonight I suddenly felt like I was waking up. Lots and lots of thoughts rushing in, rushing. They were just like thoughts that I should have had before, but because I've been so stoned for years, I just suppress them, just bury them. And so that swamped me and overwhelmed me quite a lot. It was a little bit just like I felt like I was waking up. My heart started going, doo, 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 doo. I could feel it. And everything was quite crazy, and I was realising lots of stuff. And kind of got the impression in my head that these thoughts were not going to stop coming. I just got a bit flooded and overwhelmed by it. Probably slightly paranoid, although I think probably just more aware than usual. And because it was so intense, it just seems a lot more more important than it actually probably is, really. But the thing about it is that I recognised these feelings from the time previous that I tried to give up about 6-7 years ago. And at that point, I did completely freak out, and I put myself into a psychiatric unit for the day and spoke to the doctors and told them I was losing the plot. And they told me that no doubt everything was happening. So when I was thinking about it this time round, I was thinking, well, I'm right, everything is probably happening, and it probably is happening. So I had to phone Sam up, and I spoke to Sam for about an hour, told him some of the things I was thinking, and he said, they're all valid thoughts, but I need to put them in perspective, and I don't need to act upon them now. I need to think about them for a little while, and if there's something I need to act upon, I can act upon it later, maybe a couple of weeks down the line. So I spoke to him on the phone for a while, and he was an absolute star. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably still be sat here going mad. So thanks, Sam. You'll probably see this. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. You're a true star. So anyway, I feel a lot better now, and there'll probably be a bit more of this sort of waking up from and realising things that have been suppressed for such a long time. Anyway, still haven't smoked. Tomorrow will be a week, so that's a proper milestone, and I'm quite proud of myself. And when it gets to that point, I'll come and say hello, and we could celebrate. Okay, cheers.